Oh, look at her, she's a beauty today. That's a fantastic sky. And I'm just taking a walk after work because I feel like I deserve it. And the weather's beautiful. But yeah, it's just me, guys. So yeah, I've just decided to take a little stroll since the weather's looking up here in England, and it's about time too. It's nice out, really nice. And I just kind of want to permit you, and when I say permit you, I mean give you permission to permit yourself to be exactly who you are. Because you're all the kind of folk that are working on yourself, and for as long as you're doing that, you really have no reason to modify yourself for anyone, because you're doing your best and you're going at the rate that feels right. And that's an important detail, because we all move at our own pace, but you're on a path. And so exploring who you are is vitally important. And it's totally okay to make some mistakes along the way as well. Perfectly natural. But what's important to know is there is no consequence whatsoever to being yourself and to running into differences of opinion. It's going to happen all the time when you're yourself. And I learned a long time ago that if everyone likes you, you're doing something really wrong. Because if everyone likes you, it means you're modifying yourself to fit everyone's expectation. And that's fine. But it keeps you from living with integrity. And that's important when it comes to truth seeking. And when I say truth seeking, I mean the pursuit of freedom. To be able to say what you think, to know when to be silent, which often is the most important thing. But in order to learn these things, in order to share, but in order that when you do share, you're completely genuine. There is no consequence in that. Probably the biggest coincidence is that somebody disagrees with you. But you're going to get that all the time anyway, so that's a consequence that exists regardless of whether you're actively being yourself or not. God, I love it out here. So yeah, but you have to permit yourself to be who you are. It's not something that that just happens by default. And when I did it, it was important for me to ask who I was. I felt like that's something that set something in motion for me. But to me, it felt like more of a request to life. Show me who I am. Show me the truth. And that really worked out well for me. And I put myself in a situation where I travelled, which gave me the opportunity to completely be myself with no consequence, because I knew I could just jump on the next coach and head to the next town. So I'm here to tell you from experience that being entirely yourself will only draw people to you who are like you, draw people to you who can share something valuable with you. I call them angels, not from a religious perspective, but people that just sort of enter your life for a moment to offer you something valuable that you needed to hear or know. And quite often in my experience, you're giving something back to those people as well. You may not realize it at the time, but there's a synchronicity there where the two of you show up in each other's lives in all kinds of forms, and you walk away knowing something that you needed to know, slightly more evolved in some important way. How nice is this? The other thing with being yourself is when you vibrate on a genuine level, you vibrate to the frequency of your complete, utter free self. You seem to avoid bumping into people that you don't have anything in common with. You know, for me, I just found that when I was vibrating high, I didn't know this terminology back then, but when I was feeling good, I just didn't seem to draw people that I didn't connect with to me. They just didn't show up. So as far as my experience has shown, there's just every reason to be yourself and to take that exploration. And when you walk, this might sound ridiculous, but when you walk in your own shoes as yourself, it's the most fantastic feeling, because you feel unlimited. And I think that's what we lack in general, is this sense of rightness, which comes with being yourself. But you've got to permit yourself. You have to say today, consciously today, I'm going to be who I am. And that doesn't mean I'm going to spout out loads of opinions, but it just means that I'm not going to modify myself. If a conversation is too difficult, too triggering to deal with in a moment, stay silent, find an excuse to walk away, but maintain that sense of rightness. And I tell you, you'll evolve quickly. Doesn't get much better than this. Not till the next moment, anyway.